I made a lot of mistakes as a kid. I made a lot of mistakes through my life, both personal and professional. But they're only mistakes if we don't learn from them. If we mire ourselves in the guilt and shame that comes with it, and not look for the opportunities to go, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I said that to you. I'm sorry I hurt you. I want to be better. Help me understand how I can be better. The fire service, we do that all the time.
Welcome to Airdrie Inside. I'm your host, Britton Lettingham. Tonight I'm standing in. Chris Glass, Superman, needed a night off. And I'm here with Deputy Chief Garth Rabel. Really excited about this, Garth. Thanks so much for making time.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And get well, Chris.
Yeah, exactly. And I you know what? I'm just going to start off with the day that I met you because I thought that was really cool. And then we can go wherever we want to from there. But it was really impactful. The day that I met you was there was an accident. I was working at the Airdrie Echo. I didn't cover a lot of hard news. So coming on a crash scene wasn't something I was very familiar with. I was like an hour or more behind. I think you're talking with the news, whether it's CTV or whoever. And then I wanted to have a human element. I was way behind, like any kind of cleanup. The car was out of Nose Creek. It was really sad. It was someone who died in a rollover into Nose Creek on a snowy day.
Well, unfortunately,
yeah. And you made time for me. You didn't make me feel out of place or like I was doing something that was like frowned upon or whatever, as like getting this photo of a gruesome thing. You deal with that kind of stuff all the time. And then you're just really kind to me. And I appreciate how you treat people in the news, how you treat people. And then I got to see you just a weekend, or are we just a week from that? At your Calgary, gosh, at the Airdrie Fire Department Awards. And the way that you emceed that was really amazing. So I just love your spirit, love your heart. Tell me, let's just take it way back. Who are you? Yeah, what's earliest memories that you have of being interested in being in fire?
Well, thank you. It's I remember that day, and it is powerful. But the media partners that I've known through my career are so important to the story, to the outcome, to the education that can be shared from a smoke alarm, a carbon monoxide detector, someone disposing of cigarettes that may cause a fire. We don't just tell the who, what, where, when, or how, but we really want messaging to go out. And the media partners are so powerful with that because not everyone's aware. And when crisis happens in a community, that just raises awareness. And we have the mechanism through our media partners to share that knowledge and learning. So it's really powerful. So we're very thankful for the work you do.
Yeah, thanks. And it's been a while since the Echo, but you cared and you see them as a team member almost.
Absolutely. They're brilliant for us. They're calm or crisis. They're there to all our media outlets, including now Facebook and different social media outlets that we utilize for everything from incidents to we're moving into a recruitment process. And as we move into recruitment in the new year, then opportunity to use social media or media to get that word out as well. So, you're great partners for us.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Now, Garth Rabel is a firefighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your first, like, were you 5 years old and you saw a fire truck? What led you to fire? You
know, it's funny. I keep, my wife, Marilyn, keeps a lot of mementos from I'm 48 years in the service now with 4 different departments. And I wasn't fired. I just chose to evolve my career path through 4 different departments. Wonderful experiences all. I did write a paper. I got a C+ on it, and it was about firefighting back in the day. And I can't remember what grade it was in. I think grade 9. So firefighting, I'm a farm boy and work with our hands. And I have 3 brothers, one who also became a firefighter in Calgary, along with me, and now my son Tyler is a firefighter in Calgary as well. So I didn't know firefighting was in my blood, but what really got me interested in it, and it's a story that I tell fondly and also with heavy heart. We lived on a farm at Balzac, right on the main road now, and now it's being subdivided and, houses being built. So, but back in the day, it was a working farm. My dad was the herdsman there. And our 4 boys were playing football. I was in grade 10, I guess, starting here, 1974. And Morley James, firefighter in Calgary. And for those that aren't familiar with Morley was a wonderful young man, bright red hair, lived on a farm across from us up by Elta Genetics now, Western breeders of the day. And that was the James farm, still is. Well, Morley was a firefighter that we lost in 1992 in the 17th Avenue Inn fire when he had run out of air, and unfortunately we lost Morley far too young. But in 74, Morley had a hankering for beautiful cars as well. He had an orange, I believe it was a Camaro, and he stopped right on the road because you could do that back then. There was nobody on the road. And he came out and we stopped our game and went over and Morley, what's going on? He had a long Burberry on. Always remember that. A Burberry is a long coat, black on the outside, orange on the inside. So when they're doing traffic, the police, and this bright red hair. And we said, where are you coming from? And he goes, well, drill school. I said, drill school? What's drill school? He says, well, I'm with the Calgary Fire Department. I'm in drill school. That's training. I went, wow, that's kind of cool.
And he's just like 2 years older than you.
He's like, Morley would be probably 4 years older than me, I think.
Enough to look up to him big.
He's amazing, right? He's just a good friend, but he shared some information, and I never thought much about it because I was still in school. So, but when I graduated high school, I knew I wasn't going to go to post-secondary. I don't know what I was going to do, really. I graduated from George Mac here in 75, and I worked. I just took some work on, and I worked at a bull station and, farm type stuff. And then my wife's brother-in-law and my sister-in-law lived in Fort McMurray. And we said, well, let's go up there and visit. And we had some time. I went up and Bob, my brother-in-law, introduced me to Chief Roy Hawkins, who is the fire chief in Fort Mac. The number 1 hall is named after Chief Hawkins. And make a long story short, I was too young to get on Calgary. I had to be 21. I was 19. But Chief Hawkins took a chance on me.
Yeah.
And I spent my first 2 years in Fort McMurray as a firefighter.
In the late 70s?
I was there in 1977, and then I came home in 79, and I joined Calgary in 1980. And I spent 31 beautiful years with Calgary and stories and people and experiences. And it was amazing. Yeah. Absolutely amazing.
Wow. I got to experience Fort McMurray a little bit, and the only time that I've ever been in the full firefighter equipment was probably about 2012, working in a newspaper up there, and they let us do a trial run through their training trailer with fire and whatever else. It was really neat. Yeah. And Hawkins, I got to be there. Yeah.
It was really amazing. Well, for me, it was, so Chief Hawkins and his beautiful wife, Ro, my first captain. Now they name the recruit classes after captains or officers. So Archie Brooks was a wonderful man and great captain on Charlie Platoon. And one of the rookie classes was the Archie Brooks class. And I think I've been in the service long enough to understand the value of tradition, good tradition, meaningful tradition.
What's meaningful tradition?
Well, I'll give you an example. Yeah. We lost Morley in 92, and our team of 4, I was on a vehicle extrication team for Calgary Fire, a show team. We used to go around and cut cars in competition, and we were going to England for our very first time. We were going overseas with our wives and girlfriends, and 4 days, I think it was 4 days before we left, we lost Morley. And 2 of the guys that were on our team were on that fire with Morley. And so we couldn't stay for the service because we were booked to be in England. And so we took our uniforms and our hearts and black armbands and we went overseas. Well, we competed, had a great time, met lots of people. There were teams from Czechoslovakia and Spain and Germany and Poland, and it was brilliant. Firefighters are the same all over the world. And at the end of the competition, our wives were getting ready. We're staying in a 400-year-old inn.
Amazing.
It was amazing. It's just like in Morton and Marsh and in the Midlands. And our wives were upstairs getting ready to go to a formal banquet. And we were just down in the pub having a pint with some of the folks. And one of the organizers came over to Gord Sweetnam, who's our captain at the time, and said, Gordy, who's the youngest guy on your team? So 92, that was me. And he said, Garth. And I said, I'm the youngest guy. And he goes, Garth, you're going to ring the bell tonight for Morley. So the memorial bell, we have one in our every service has one. Some of the states trucks after 9/11, the U.S. trucks, specifically New York, they put them on the outside of the trucks. They put them ceremonial bells. If you don't know the ceremonial bell, we have one in our boardroom here in Airdrie as well. And it's for line of duty deaths or memorials. They ring it in Calgary when they have their memorial in September. And you ring the bell 3 times, 3 times. 3 distinct times, 3 distinct times. And that's the last alarm. Brother, sister, come home. You're safe. It's your last alarm. So when we went to the banquet, and white tablecloths and flags from all the countries on the tables and uniforms and everybody dressed in ones and ladies looking beautiful. And we had a wonderful supper. And then it was time to do the program. And they start off with the ringing of the bell. Because we're not the only department that's lost brothers and sisters. But at that time, we had just lost Morley. And I got up in my number ones and put on my forage cap and stood by the bell and rang it 3 times, 3 times. And even overseas, it was time to tell Morley, it's your last alarm. You're safe. You're home. So anyways, so that's a tradition that is meaningful and powerful.
Yeah.
And in my career, I've had an opportunity, unfortunate opportunity, but still such a rewarding opportunity to share that with one person that had so much meaning in my life. So life goes full circle.
And that you're very aware of death, of the brevity of life.
Yeah,
there
unfortunately.
Was some dark humor the other day that I'm familiar with dark humor from my wife being a nurse, but like
black humor.
I can't smile on stage for this photo because these are my funeral photos. I'm not happy I'm dead. I'm like,
there's some of the guys just saying that.
Yeah.
Well, those photos, a lot of the photos that were shown are departments do. We take LODD or line of duty death photos. Proud, never hoping to use them.
No.
But never knowing, because it is a dangerous job that we're in. Another firefighter I lost even before Morley, that we lost, I say I lost, but he was close to me, was firefighter George Look. And we lost Georgie. He was in my platoon. I worked with him. I worked with Georgie at 18 House. And he worked at a 16 station in Highfield, which was my house for years. And the piper that was there the other day, Craig Penner, beautiful job of piping.
Yeah.
Craig worked with Georgie.
You gave him a kiss.
Yeah, I love him. Got the best stash. Craig and I worked together in Fort Mac. He was an RCMP and then became a firefighter. So that's where I first met Craig.
No way. You guys
that
known each
back,
other since 78 or so?
No, their kids. His son's a proud firefighter and fire officer in Regina. His wife, wonderful. But again, where the stories and the traditions matter, Craig's always been there as a piper for me. And he piped with me when I coordinated the inaugural memorial in Calgary. Now it's annual, but we were there together and we built this out. He was with the pipes, still with the pipes and drums. And C-Dub, as we called him, he was working with Georgie that night. And so the story that everybody needs to understand as we are, as human beings, as first responders, we go to work and he had supper with George that night. And that'd be around 6 o'clock, 1800. And on New Year's Eve, 1980, so going in 81, Georgie, the roof came down on Manchester Racket Club and took Georgie's life and could have took more of my friends. Craig Penner brought Georgie out after. So when he pipes for us, that's a firefighter's firefighter. Ultimate sacrifice.
He's witnessed it.
Tradition. That's why I spoke at the end to my team and talked about family. And we have 2 families. We have our family and my wife, Marilyn, our sons, Tyler and Troy. Ty, like I said, is a firefighter. And Stephanie, his wife, and our grandbabies, Jason and Harper, beautiful grandbabies. And Troy and his wife, Lindsay. My brother is a firefighter. We spend as much time with our fire families as we do with our families. And
what?
Yeah, it's pretty. That's always been powerful for me.
Yeah, and I'm failing on one of the young ladies that is a new firefighter in the last year. I chatted with her briefly. Yeah,
she's cool.
Marlia.
Yeah, Marla.
Yeah,
she's very cool.
Yeah, and she just in the brief minute she was talking about how she had been a paramedic. She saw and interacted with AFD, Airdrie Fire Department, throughout her career there. When she wanted to be recruited by Airdrie Fire. This is where she wanted something about the way that you handle yourselves is renowned. So culture, like it's known when someone is looking for a career, there's an attraction, and then like seeing it, I witnessed the culture as much as I have in the few interactions we've had, and then in at the fire department awards on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
What is it that influences you? Is it enjoyment of life? And like, yeah, tell me a bit about what influences your culture that you build here, because I think you're very much a part of leading that.
Well, thank you. I hope I am. I mean, like I say, I was with Fort Mac for 2 years and then Calgary for 31 and loved it. And then I was with Rocky View County as their district chief for 2 years, their inaugural district chief. And I learned a lot about, this is the county I was raised in, Balzac, and built the Balzac Hall out in 106 and opened it up and met some wonderful people from all over, both customers and firefighters. And then I came home. This is home for me. Airdrie's been my home, my wife's home, long before I was here. But yeah, when I moved to Airdrie, there was 1,294 people here. Now we're 90,000. So my mom and dad, rest their souls, my dad was, and mom lived up at the Town and Country Center. Dad opened the Town and Country Center.
No way.
Ice. Lived in a trailer, beautiful trailer with apple trees, believe it or not.
In Jensen.
Right where it is, right? Jensen's was a working farm. That red barn that's out on Marty's place now on 24th Street was right across from my wife's house. So there's so much history here. So what I bring to the table, I think, is an understanding of community and the value of community. So when I talk about what's that look like, I'll try to put it in perspective for me anyways, and why this community is so important to me and my family, and the service that we provided, either through me directly or through the team that I'm grateful and honored to lead. Buildings that are here, Ed Ager Field. Well, Ed was a dear friend of mine and a neighbor, Ed and Sylvia. Ralph McCall, Mr. McCall was one of my teachers. Whoa. So it's on a school here.
Yeah,
Mrs. Lorimer, Elise Lorimer. She was the first lady of Airdrie, and I was honored to know her. And where the Legion is now, that's where the Lorimer House was.
Yeah.
Osborne's, the Osborne family. Streets that are named, Edwards Way. Those were all just remarkable people, wonderful, caring people that I knew as a kid. And I'm aging myself, I guess, but we all do. But I am blessed to visit my mom and dad, and Marilyn's mom and dad, Charlie and Gertie, and we go over to our cemetery and visit quite frequently. And just got a lot of friends there, and Morley's there too. Morley James is there, and
in Airdrie Cemetery,
in Airdrie,
over Big Springs.
Morley's over, and I go visit Morley every time I go visit mom and dad. I put a challenge coin, one of our proud challenge coins, on Morley's. I got to get you one of those when we get the new ones. On Morley's grave years ago, and when I go over, I turn it to let them know I've been there, and it's still there. No one's taken it. No one's put it in their pocket. No one's still there.
Respect. We're talking years.
Respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a few years.
Oh.
So but this community is brilliant. I mean, I just had a conversation today with a dear friend of mine, Peter Brown. We still touch base. And
good.
When I look at folks like Peter and Ed and, the list, it's a laundry list of wonderful locals. Martin McKee, there's so many wonderful characters that built this community out from 1,200 and whatever, 1,000 people to 90,000. So when we work with the fire service, and Chief Peary speaks to that as well, we all, Chief Weinberger, now Director Weinberger, all of us, it's customer first. It's customer first. And we don't use customer. It's our citizens first. It's public service. It's we have the responsibility, and yet the honor to I use that word a lot, but it means a lot, to meet people on their worst day, and through their training and their abilities and their talent and their compassion, and again another laundry list of superlatives, whatever you say, that speaks to who they are. They deliver on it every day. And who needs it more than someone that's going through a medical crisis? I always say heart attacks to house fires. That's what AFD does really well. And so whether they do pre-hospital care with their medical training, or vehicle extrication, like you've seen, where we have to remove folks from some twisted motor vehicle collisions, house fires. And it's not just like the house. We have programs in place where there's collateral damage when things happen. And we put ourselves, who better to put themselves on the step later going, this is what's happened to the neighbors. They feel threatened. They're scared. So we have a program where we have everything from trauma puppies that we give to young people in crisis or post-crisis, and neighbors that are really attentive to listening, going, what's going on? And we go, it's okay. Let's check your smoke alarms. Don't have one? Let's install one for you. Or the seniors that,
calm them down.
It's called in fire business, when we deal with making sure a fire doesn't happen, rekindle, we call it overhaul. We have to take things apart and make sure everything's been extinguished. Well, what we do really, really well is we do emotional overhaul. And we just make sure that the folks that are affected by crisis in a community, wherever I've been, those programs have great meaning.
Yeah.
And the emotional overhaul. Because at the end of the day, stuff is stuff, but people are people.
There's more depth to, and that's been over. Have you seen that improve over the decades, or has it always been a heart of looking out for emotional well-being
I think that's why we're in the business. That's why we're in the business, right? I mean, I was recruit officer in Calgary for many years. It was great. I had the pleasure of hiring a lot of people over the years. A lot of them are now officers. And I also started the cadet program in Calgary 24 years ago with young people, with Chief Morris, rest his soul, another dear friend of mine that we lost to a presumptive cancer. But Wayne was he was special. And he lives on through so many of the programs that I've been involved with in my career. He meant a lot to me. We talk tradition. It's not just about programs or ceremonies, it's about the people. And so as I learned to grow through leader, I'm not a perfect leader by any stretch. I feel I'm a compassionate leader. I'm an empathetic leader. I'm a fair. My parents taught me those values, reinforced those values. But in the fire service, I came across so many wonderful leaders, whether it be senior men, lieutenants, captains, district chiefs, battalion chiefs, fire chiefs, deputy chiefs, Calgary, Fort McMurray. When I've been in conferences, Chief Brunacini, Alan Brunacini, unfortunately we've lost as well, a grandfather of firefighting out of Phoenix. These wonderfully talented people were open and continue to share their learning and their values. And for us in the service, we go, that's our value, right? That's our values too. That's why we're good at what we do. And this team here, the remarkable men and women of the Airdrie Fire Department, it's just amazing. Their values, their ethos, what they stand for, how they deliver service to everyone from a child to a senior and everyone in between, from a house fire to a heart attack. We don't judge. It's not upon us to judge. It's in our who we are to help. And it could be our grandparents or it could be our neighbor. It's another thing I learned when I was in county especially, and now in Airdrie too, as the community grows. But service provided to some folks here. I know these people. I know the seniors that our team is responding to.
Yeah.
When I was in county, we dealt with issues with incidents on farms and rural areas, and I knew some of those people. Didn't change the way that we approached our care, but it just reinforced why we care. And because we are just people.
And these are your neighbors. And
you bet.
Yeah.
And you've seen that, I think, that was on full display at our award ceremony, where the families and the proud, the brothers and sisters and children, and spouses and partners and grandparents and it's kind of cool.
It's quite a profession. Like I'm in a very lone wolf profession in ways, trying to build some team and be working with other people more and more.
Absolutely.
I really admire, like, you got a hockey team with you, essentially. You have meals together, you work together, you go through a lot of hard things together and also lift each other up. And it's quite a career.
Well, it's evolved for sure. I mean, physical fitness, absolutely imperative. Teamwork, those are the things that we see, we typically understand from a fire service. But 9/11 really changed a lot of things, I think, in emergency first response. I mean, 343 firefighters died that day. The impact on that throughout the department, FDNY, I think some 10,000 firefighters, and the families and the community, and of course, so many civilians lost as well. And there's still firefighters that are succumb to the cancers from working on the pile, just trying to find their brothers. And we reflect, as our department does. We talk tradition. We reflect September 11th in our own department, the teams that are working that day to stop and remember. And there's going to be more firefighters that succumb to cancers, presumptive job-related cancers, from 9/11 than actually were lost in the fire. It's already there.
They're over that number. That's
well over that
awful.
number.
Wow.
So the learning from us is, number one, let's take care of ourselves. So PPE or personal protective equipment, so gloves and our gear. And again, thank you to the community of this community of ours, the folks that we serve, because of course, through their taxes, we have this operational requirement to keep our people safe, and 2 sets of duty gear or turnout gear. So shower within the hour, principles that we've brought into place with specific soaps that take out some of this carcinogen. We don't want to be taking these issues home with us. The best of best equipment, leading edge, bleeding edge. I mean, it's mental health, peer support. We didn't have that when we were firefighters.
Yeah. Well, and when you talk about PPE, this is learnings like shower within the hour and different things that you've had from losing people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Friends.
I've got the wall itself in Calgary. If you look at the Calgary Fire Department flag, was designed by John West, firefighter John West, senior firefighter John West, Louis, I think maybe. And we lost John here just last year. Presumptive cancers. We get the notifications of, not all, but when we lose some of our partners, our brothers in Calgary. And John designed that flag, and on it is the stars, the 10 stars of the firefighters that were lost in line of duty. So Georgie, and goes back to, so no more stars are going on there, but at the same time, at the memorial itself, now the presumptive cancers are going on, and they're being recognized in Colorado Springs. And when the IFF, International Association of Firefighters, our proud local here, 4778, the families go down, they're represented, they're acknowledged and embraced, and remember. And so, we lose. We lose. There's another interesting story too. It's at HQ at headquarters. We have visitors stop in, and I know one of my first captain in Calgary, Captain Kenny McNutt, wonderful man. He was my captain back in 1980 when I joined Calgary at 18 Station in the north, and he lives out here. And
I feel like that name I know.
Yeah, Ken McNutt. I think he's going on 88 or 89, and he stopped by the firehouse 3 weeks ago at HQ, and I got called to the front, and there's Captain McNutt, and I seen him. I seen him once before too, down at my doc's office, and we had a quick visit there. Well, we talked tradition and what's meaningful tradition. And when I was with Captain McNutt, he knew I'd been a firefighter in Fort Mac, and I survived drill school in Calgary. So he goes, "I know what you're doing," or "You know what you're doing." He says, "I'm not gonna take time to tell you how to do your work, but," he says, "I'm going to take time to tell you." And I kind of paraphrase this, but it makes sense. And he said to me, he says, "If it's broken, you'll fix it. If it's dirty, you'll clean it. And if it's on the floor, Garth, I expect you to pick it up. And that was 40 years ago, or longer, 1980. And I've, again, in line with my values, because my parents taught me those values. And I share it with firefighters in recruitment when I was in Calgary. And in Rocky View County, it's written into their recruit book. And proudly, it's written into Airdrie's recruit book as well. And if you talk to Marla and those folks, and I had that talk with them, and I go, we're a team here, but if it's broken, try to fix it. If it's dirty, either clean it or help clean it. And if it's on the floor, like our proud firehouses outside, if there's garbage on the grass, pick it up. Because that's what, and I talked to Cap McNutt about that, and I said, Cap, your legacy isn't just with Calgary. Your values have been shared with other services, and they make sense. And he had a tear, and I got emotional too, because he was 89 years old, 88 years old. And a lot of times in whatever career, we feel maybe we're forgotten. And what was our value? And it's so nice to be able to actually shake a hand of someone that had such influence. And I'll take that one step farther too.
Yeah.
Because I've been on my own emotional journey of understanding who I am and what I've been through and who I've met and what that means. And I get to this point in my life and I look back and go, wow, it is time to reflect. So with Cap McNutt's, those three things, broken, fix it, dirty, clean it on the floor, pick it up, in my life now and where I'm as a leader and where I've been as a brother and as a father with a firefighter. And look at people. If they're broken, understand that and help. You can't fix everything, but let them understand they're not alone. Fix it. If it's dirty, gossip, relationship, clean it up. Clean it up. There's no value in that. There's no value in that. And if they're on the floor, pick them up. You don't know what's going on. Aging parents, relationships, kids. We're not here to judge. We're just here to be people. And we're blessed to be firefighters. So Cap McNutt's simple phrase all those years ago just makes, and I try to instill that and keep those values in myself each and every day. I won't walk by garbage in my community without picking it up. It's our community.
There's ownership there.
And when people see it, it's amazing, especially young people. When they see stuff, they mimic it. They do. And it's, so all of us need to maybe put a little Cap McNutt in us and just go, broken, fix it, dirty, clean it, on the floor, pick it up. Both for practical things and also for interpersonal things.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a layer that I didn't, well, I can see it now for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Smiles are contagious, right? Smiles are contagious, even in bad days. That's where our team is great. The senior officers especially, right, when they're dealing with folks. And a smile. It gives a sense of it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Someone said to me once, and I use these analogies as I lead, and not lead as much as I hope. I coach and mentor more than I lead. When I started in Calgary, we actually stood on the back of the trucks. I'm going to go aging myself again. But we actually locked in and we stood on the tailboards of trucks, which was great because, boy, you can't get any closer to the community than when you're driving down a street or downtown, especially downtown, and talking to people. And it's just like you see in the movies. It was brilliant, except when it's 30 below. Well, not so brilliant. But then we got inside, and not like we are now with trucks, but we got into what they call a doghouse. It was close to the motor, and we'd sit in two seats facing backwards, and we'd buckle in, and we'd cuddle up to the motor of the big diesels because it was warm. It was almost warmer than here. But we got inside the trucks, and someone said to me, "Why do you guys sit backwards, like facing backwards when you're in the back?" And there's probably reasons for it, safety-wise, whatever. But in my career and with the folks that I came in contact with, and the incidents that I dealt with, I said, you know what? I think I know the reason. It's so when we drive away, there's sets of eyes looking back going, did we do all we can do? Did we leave it better than we found it? And it's probably not why they did it, but it sure, and again, talking to young firefighters or fire cadets, those are life lessons.
Yeah. Are
they going to be firefighters? Chief Morris, again, I'll go back to Chief Morris. When we started, he came to me. I was recruit officer in that, and he goes, and we're looking, not like we are now, everyone, recruitment and retention, right? Firefighters don't leave after 4 or 5 years. Typically, they don't. This is it. We're 35, 40 years. One of my firefighters, Mark Helton, great kid, generational firefighter. His dad, 50 years. He's been a firefighter in a community up north. So, but Chief Morris said to me, I said, we can start a youth program. I didn't know what we were going to do. I'm just excited about, let's make this happen. He says there's, just like Cap McNutt, Chief Morris said to me, 3 things, Garth. He says, better kid, better community, better fire service. Don't lose focus. Because we could just go out and hire or get kids that we thought would be great in the fire service. No, better kids. What's going to make them better? They got great parents, they got great peers, but our values, the way that we respect each other and treat people, and that's contagious. And those young people in that first group, 24, one of them's a deputy fire chief in Calgary right now. Others are firefighters. They're working with my kid. They were fire cadets. They're teachers. They're doctors. They're lawyers. They're moms. They're dads. They're community champions. They started out as a group of 24 young people. We didn't lose the focus. And if I can just share one last story.
Yeah, absolutely.
From the cadets, meaningful again. It sounds, okay. We lost 2 young fire cadets, Layla and Kevin Copeland. His grandpa was one of my district chiefs. We lost Layla. She was working in BC as a young person after cadet grad as a firefighter, like a wildland firefighter. And she was in a motor vehicle collision, was killed. And Kevin was taken far too soon. He was in that group of young people that went skiing with the school. Remember that quite a few years back now? Avalanche.
Okay. Oh, man.
Took the lives of, I can't say exactly, 6 or 7 young people that were together. And Kevin was one of them. And where I'm trying to lead us is I was powerfully emotional for the young people in those 2 classes. And I remember Layla's for sure because I was leader of the class then. And those kids came from all different schools, different socioeconomic, different family backgrounds, different schools, different peer groups, different likes and dislikes and hobbies. But the fire cadet program brought them together. And we shared this common, everything you and I have been talking about. So, of course, that night was, brought council in and we just talked. And they were broken. But what came out of that was 2 awards that were given annually by the families. And I prior to COVID, I went in and I was blessed to speak at their awards and just on behalf of Chief Morris and us, and thanking the cadets and the families. But those families are still there. And those scholarships go to post-secondary education and fire medical training for the cadets. Someone said, well, how do you pick them? And we said, we don't pick them. The cadet classes came together and they went through an exercise, a focused exercise on who was Layla? What did she mean? What made her special? What made her team? And of course, the first few accolades or characteristics came out with a little bit of coaching. And then after that, it just opened up. She was kind. She was caring. She was funny. She was mischievous. And then we said, there's your criteria. And Kevin the same way. So the recipients of those awards are not who's the smartest, who's the strongest, who's the fastest. It's who was Layla And who was Kevin?
Whoa. And
those awards are in the academy. They're there and they've grown and the names go on and they go on.
You've built a lot of community here. And that's what, thinking about 48 years, you could have retired sooner. Why not?
That's a great question. Sometimes it may be, it is difficult. I know I got to retire. I mean, just like everyone else, I'm aging and we have to leave our careers. I'll look back with no remorse. Remorse because it isn't about when you leave especially the fire service. No, it's the fire service. I'm not going to say that everyone else doesn't love their jobs, but I've seen it in the service, and I've talked to friends of mine, and it is difficult because, again, like I said, we spend as much time or more time sometimes. Not so much now because the firefighters work 24-hour shifts now, and even in Calgary post-COVID, my old department went from 2 10-hour days and 14-hour nights to 24. So it's same hours, but we work 2 10s and 2 14s. So for 4 days in a row, and then 4 off. And so that cycle for all those years, I spent time with my family in there. And I love my family, my family in Maryland and my boys. And I'm blessed. My neighbors. That's the other thing too, when you're a firefighter, I don't care where you are, you're always a firefighter. And we're blessed. We've been in our home for 40 plus years on the same street in Summerhill. And neighbors, I have a wonderful neighbor next door, Emma Strauss. She's 91, I think. She's been there. My other brother came down and we built her garage and for her and her husband back in the day. But Emma's there and we look out for Emma. She's our neighbor. And neighbors on the other side, we look out for our neighbors.
Yeah.
We love our neighbors. They love us.
Yeah, that's community. And that you don't quit because it's you. Whether you stopped being a firefighter or not, whether you retired or not, this is you. So you continue on because is there something that you want to give back? Like what is there that you are, is it striving for? Or what is it that keeps you up now?
You know what? It's a bit of a double-edged sword for me. It's like, I don't want to leave, but I know I have to. So there's my struggle. Sirens. Yeah. There's Wise Day. But I've also talked to my team, and I like to look at the opportunity for a youth program here. Our youth are not broken and lost. And, if you listen to the news, if you listen to it, the sky is falling and no, they're not. There's so many remarkable young people out there that want to make a difference in their community. We see it all the time in sports and in scouts and Girl Guides. And, there's a lot of dance and baton, and there's a lot of remarkable young people out there. We just need to continue to look for opportunities to provide some exposure to unique and innovative learning opportunities. Not every young person wants to go to college or post-secondary, or they want to get into trades, which is brilliant. They're going to follow their career path. So if we, and I speak to services as a whole, like the police do it well, and Calgary continues to do it well, and other departments do well. FDNY, like Fire Department New York, has cadet programs. It's not unique, mm-hmm. But the passion has to be there and the support has to be there to make it happen. And then let those young people come into the system and go, well, this is cool. What we do is really cool. What we wear is cool. How we interact with the community is really cool. But let's strip that back. And what are you learning? Why are values important? Why is staying in school important? Because you need your education in order to recruit or to get a job. Why is it important to be in your community? Why is it important to understand the people you run with or your friend network? Why are laws and bylaws and that important? And they're adhered to because it keeps your community safe and we can all live together without conflict. Well,
good lessons to learn.
Absolutely great lessons to learn. Absolutely, for all youth to learn, right? Because we're only young for so long, and then we start to grow, and the choices we make. And I'm not saying I had a lot of fun as a kid. I made a lot of mistakes as a kid. I made a lot of mistakes through my life, both personal and professional. But they're only mistakes if we don't learn from them. If we mire ourselves in the guilt and shame that comes with it, and not look for the opportunities to go, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I said that to you. I'm sorry I hurt you. I want to be better. Help me understand how I can be better. The fire service, we do that all the time.
You're helping lift other people up.
Absolutely. On the street or in the fire hall. I'm sorry I barked at you. Brenton, I'm sorry I barked at you. I'm having a lousy day, And then what you get back is that smiles are contagious. It's okay, Garth. I got you, man. I got your back.
Yeah.
I got your back. Boy, that is... Yeah, I've gone in the fire hall a few times with my chin down, and those folks in the firehouse, those firefighters have picked me up, dusted me off. Said, we got you, Chief. Don't worry. We got you. Don't get any better than that. You ask me what we do and why we do it. Well, that's why we do it. Yeah, it's remarkable people. Remarkable people.
Yeah. Thank you a million times. What you do.
Well, thank you.
The community that you focused on and love. Thank you for building and being such a big, integral part of Airdrie. Thank you.
Brilliant. Airdrie's just a remarkable city. Yeah, it's my boys all live here. My brother, like I say, this is our home. There's so many new people coming and so many different cultures now and ages and generations and we have a generational firefighter now. We have our first young firefighter Luchuk came on with his dad's a proud firefighter and I'm going, wow, we're a small department, but generational firefighters.
Yeah,
shared values. And we're blessed.
Yeah.
So thank you for letting me share some of my stories.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I gotta say that we gotta call time here.
That's good.
I want to keep going, but thank you, Garth, and thanks for sharing stories. I want to catch some more. Thanks for being open and vulnerable and sharing so much.
Yeah. It's thank you. Thanks for giving me the opportunity, Brenton. It's wonderful. And again, thank you for taking pictures for us last week. So important.
Yes.
That's tradition.
Yeah.
And you helped us. You're part of our tradition now. So.
Thank you. And the questions about retirement aren't in light of you should retire. They're just a lot of people look at some professions, police, fire, it can be 25 years and they can, but to go on to 48, there's something there that's drawing you through. So that's really cool. I really appreciate it. Don't stop. I'm not saying stop.
Well, no, like I say, in Calgary, you have to leave in here too. You have to leave at 60.
Good. You got a good run. Yeah.
Because it's
or 60 years old?
60 years old.
Oh, okay.
You have to leave the operational side of the floor. With chief officers, I've known so many great chief officers that have been around for a long, long time. And even when we leave, looking for opportunities to give back, like Captain McNutt or Chief Morris, from his, so many,
There's ways to continue
legacy.
To be involved.
Legacy.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of folks, we want to build legacy. And I'm seeing so many wonderful people that just built legacy, not with the intent to. It's just through their words and their actions and their values. Their legacy lives on.
Thanks for this.
Yeah.
Thanks for what you're building.
You're welcome.
And I'll cap this off. Thank you so much for joining us with Airdrie Inside. My gosh, DC, Garth Rabel, thank you for your time. And somehow we got to close on this. But
stay safe and well.
This is so
everyone.
good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You bet.